Recruiting on fire. Colin Simmons gonna commit, and he's gonna commit Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time on the 24/7 Sports YouTube channel. Colin Simmons is the number 1 edge player in the composite ratings, number 4 player overall. Actually, I'm looking at the graphic right now, and there are a lot of really good players at edge this year. He's 6'3", 225. He's from Duncanville, Texas. Those are the particulars. Miami's in this thing. Our thinking is it's an LSU-Texas battle. And I am in the 24/7 Sports offices right now, and there is just mass hysteria and disagreement as to who leads for him. I got to be honest with you, there's a strong LSU contingent, and there's some very knowledgeable, plugged-in people in the building who think that Colin Simmons is going to commit to LSU on Thursday. I'm just not one of them. I think he's going to Texas. And I will see along with the rest of the world on Thursday. Be that as it may, both of these programs are rolling in recruiting. This is going to be a major battle won by someone, and then someone else who doesn't win it is just going to go on their message board 5 seconds later and say, long way to go until signing day, which is true. That's what I love about it. Dylan Stewart, let's talk about him. Now, he already committed to South Carolina. I just didn't get to mention anything on him. 5-star edge player from the Washington, D.C. area to South Carolina. 6'5", 235. South Carolina has landed 5-star, really, really freak kind of athletes in back-to-back classes. Remember they landed Harbor, the kid who could have tripped and fallen and still won that track meet we showed you video of? They got the number 17 class in the country right now and climbing. South Carolina is very interesting. Their record just keeps getting a little bit better every year. Their overall recruiting ranking just keeps getting a little bit better every year. Their graphics and editing and video just keeps getting a little bit better every year. I know those guys watch every show. Shout out, Mr. King and company. So, Dylan Stewart, man, big pickup for Shane Beamer. Also, Nate Frazier, that 4-star running back. We had talked about him on the show before. He committed to Georgia. Georgia currently sits with the number 1 class in the country. Georgia also has an average player rating of 93.49. They have got 16 of the top 200 players in the country committed. Nate Frazier's a running back. I think I should mention their offensive line, if stacked next to each other, could probably guard the totality of the border between Georgia and South Carolina. They just span that wide. The smallest offensive lineman out of the half dozen they have committed to them is 6'5", 320. That's the smallest one. Not an average. That's the smallest one. So, yeah, it appears that Kirby Smart is prepared to take physicality and running the football very seriously. What a stark change for the guys there in Athens. Dakota Fields, big flip that we just saw very recently. Dakota Fields flipped from USC to Oregon. So this is another California kid that Dan Lanning and company go get. Number 9 corner in the country, 6'2", 185. He's from Gardena, California. Oregon's back in the top 10 now. Again. And I always remind you, and now I can just publicly remind you. I've been saying this in the office for a while. I can now publicly remind you, this team's going to the Big Ten. Let's start judging them against Big Ten teams. Oregon has an average commitment rating of 90.79 right now. That would be good for number 2 in the Big Ten. Told you a couple of months ago, and some of you laughed. I'm going to tell you again. They are going to be one of the premier recruiters in the Big Ten the day they step in the conference. And it will probably only help them that they're in the conference. So Oregon is rolling. And we had another big flip today, and that one was in the SEC. Peyton Woodyard flipped from Georgia to Alabama. Big-time safety, 4-star kid, 6'2", 188. He's from SoCal. So yet again, what do I always tell you? What is the key to injecting some competitive balance into the sport? Stop letting Southern Florida and Southern California kids go to Southeastern Conference schools. You had Georgia and Alabama fighting over a kid from, where was he? John Bosco? Isn't that where he's from, Jesse? Yeah. Yes, so from Southern California. Not ideal for our friends out west, but for Georgia and Alabama, it's kind of old hat. They fight over kids from Powder Springs. They fight over kids from Rancho Cucamonga. It's just nationwide, and it's a fight between the same few programs every time. Bama has 4 commits in their secondary from top 20 DBs right now. really loading up on that secondary class. So I know you guys are plugged in fall camp right now. And I know you're plugged into previews and predictions, conference realignment. Remember, we got a bunch of recruiting going on as well. So just it's like pancakes. They're stacking on top of each other.